Hi, guys. So, yesterday we were talking about Number the Stars, and we were really focusing on how timelines are dual, right? We have timelines of the characters and we have timelines of what's really happening in the world, right? So, today we're going to focus on moments where we feel like we need to pause and have a moment of thinking about, like, wow, this is really something significant, and I feel like I need to think about this a little bit more, okay? And so there's things that we can do to look at a passage and say, this needs more pondering. And so one of those things is when you notice an image or a word that's repeated over and over. And so if you see something like that in the text, you really want to pause and think, why is the author repeating this image, or why is this author repeating this word? And have a conversation about it. Now, in your book clubs, you'll probably just write that word down and have it as something to talk about later on in your clubs, because you really want to not interrupt the reading for the chapter. The second thing that you can look for is when you have something that catches you by surprise and it stands out, a moment where you go, or, oh no, right? At that moment, then you start thinking, okay, this is something else that I might need to ponder and think about. So those oh no moments, you also want to write that down for conversation later. The last one is if you notice that the character is having an insight where they didn't know something before, but now they're kind of catching on and they have a new idea about something that's going on in their story. And so that's another thing that you really want to focus on. And so today, as I read this chapter to you, I want you to think about moments where you think you should pause and ponder. And when you come up with those words, or when you come up with those times that you need to ponder, I want you to give Miss Suri a thumbs up. Okay, just a thumbs up. You don't have to do it long. You don't have to say anything. She doesn't have to say anything to you. She may pause and have a conversation about whatever's going on in the moment. But you also want to be able to do the same thing while you're doing your reading today in your groups.